Hi everyone, this is Nelly from Wasabi, or Neil. What we're going to do today is a little demo around migrating from one file server on premises to another one using Wasabi Cloud NAS, or a DR scenario where basically you may have lost your on-premises filer and you want to bring everything back to a different filer on premises. So I've got that set up. What we're going to do, I'm going to lose myself so you don't have to keep looking at my beautiful face. Goodbye, Nelly. There we go. So what I've got here is my source. So I've got two servers running. One's called File1 and one's called File2. So on the source, I've got this this folder called DR Start. And in this folder, there's a PDF document. There's some text documents. I think there's an Excel and some Word documents, some other stuff. So that's our start. And then on file 2, you'll see I've got a folder called DR Recover. It's completely empty. There's nothing in there. Cloud NAS isn't set up at all. This is a fresh server install. So the first thing I need to do is get DR Start synchronized with Wasabi. So we'll go ahead and add DR Start in as a source. So it's only on my E drive. There we are, DR Start. So there it is. So I'll just give it a target name. I'll just call this NS DR Start, just so I know what it is. Pick my region. So my region is going to be London. And then I'll just grab my keys quickly. There's my access key and my secret key. You can get these from the Wasabi console. You can look at my other videos on how to get into the console and get all your keys and everything. So I've got my keys and that. So I'll list my buckets that are already there. So there's a couple of buckets already there, but I'm going to create a bucket for this demo in London. And I shall call the bucket NS, as I always call all my buckets start with NS. And then I will go with DR Start. There we go. No one should have that one. Perfect. So I will apply my settings here. So Cloud NAS always goes into pause mode, first of all. We can check our stats. So I can see there are 54 files pending. Cloud NAS is in pause mode. As I said, it always does. So we'll go ahead and resume that. You just resume by clicking on Cloud NAS and hitting resume. And there we go. We can see my my files are starting to get replicated. I can look. I can see I've got nice green ticks on there. That tells me that all my files have happily been synchronized up with the bucket. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to add a reclaim policy on here as well, because most people will be using reclaim. So we'll go and add a reclaim space policy, and we'll set this to something crazy. Let's go for a minute. So anything that's not been accessed in a minute, I want it reclaimed, and I'll hit OK. I'm going to just apply everything. It just seems to get rid of that exclamation mark. So there we go. So my reclaim space is a 1 minute, and my my bucket setting, my bucket is replicating to NSDR Start. So the reclaim kicked in. Everything on the in the folder was reclaimed. This one here is not showing as reclaimed, because there's nothing in that. There's nothing in that in that folder anyway. But all the text documents here, if we just have a look at one, so this one here called Horse, 72 gig. Size on disk, nothing. So we know it's a stub file. We know it's been reclaimed. So everything's happy. So we're all good here. We've got our folder replicated with the bucket. So let's imagine now that we either want to just destroy this virtual machine, this server, or we want to, or it was destroyed naturally, and we need to restore everything onto a second server. So I'm going to pause this, which I already did. So this is paused now, and we'll go onto our second server. So what I need to do here, this empty folder that I've got, I need to add that in as a source. So it's called DR Recover. So we'll add that in as a source. I think this one's only on the C drive. Shares, DR recover. So it's an empty folder. There's nothing in it. But I still need to connect it into Wasabi. I don't really need to change the target name if I don't want to. I'm going to select London as the region and then grab my secret and access key again, which are just here. Bear with me. I'll do it in reverse because that's what was already highlighted. There we go. And I'm going to list my buckets. So we can see the buckets that were there, and also the bucket I created for the for file 1, which was my DR start bucket. Now when I hit this, it's going to say, hey, do you know what? There is already data in this bucket. What would you like to do? So with these options, it will let us decide what we want to do with the recovery side. So how do we want to import the data? So no action, nothing's going to happen. We can import it later using one of the Explorer commands. So import on demand will build the file structure, but it won't rebuild any metadata tables. Import all metadata will rebuild the file structure and bring down the stub files so that users can start accessing those stubs. Restore all data is going to restore everything, so the full fat files will come down. And then link existing data. This is a good one if you've had a file server or you've moved the data and you want to relink. You know, you've got the data on the server and you've also got it in the cloud and you just want to relink those two together. So I'm going to choose import all metadata. So I want the stub files to come down. But I don't want all the full fat files to come down, but I do want it to rebuild the folder structure and bring the stubs down. So I'll do import all metadata. It'll go to pause mode, so you can see it's already built the file structure. Nothing else has come down, so we'll resume. Sorry, it's brought the stubs down as well, but it's gone into pause mode. So if I double click this, at the moment nothing's going to happen. So you can wait till everything's rebuilt and then resume the Cloud NAS. So now that's running, I should be able to pull down any of these files. There we go. So we can see I went to a different server, pulled down the stub files, double clicked the stub file. That brought the full fat file back for me so I can read it. And then normal operations will then occur. So I can go in here now and I can start adding in, if this was a new server that I was migrating to, I can now start adding in my reclaim policies that I want the data to adhere to. So there we go, very quickly. That was on file 1, replicated the folder. We did reclaim the space. Then we paused it, or this could be we could be shutting down this server, or it could have naturally failed for some reason. So on file 2, we had an empty folder. We connected it back up to the bucket. We activated it. We applied it. We saw that it gave us several options on what we wanted to do. Once we picked the option we wanted, it brought down the file structure in our instance with the stub files. And then I was able to, by unpausing Cloud NAS, I was able to start browsing and using those files. Hopefully this was useful to you. Thank you for watching.